Do you remember the last summer evening you sat on a porch and didn't reach for anything? Just sat there, listening to the crickets, watching the fireflies blink on and off in the dark like tiny, quiet miracles. The air smelled like fresh-cut grass and maybe someone's pie cooling on a windowsill 2 houses down. And you just breathed. You were fully there, fully alive. And you didn't even know how rare that was. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. There was a time, not so long ago, really, when the day had a different kind of rhythm. Mornings started slowly. Coffee percolated on the stove. The newspaper landed on the front step with a soft thud. Someone at the kitchen table said, "Good morning," and meant it, looking up from their cup, looking right at you. Dinner was at 6. Not because anyone scheduled it, just because that's when the light changed and the neighborhood got quiet, and everybody somehow found their way home. The phone, if it rang, hung on the wall. And when it did ring, it meant something. You'd walk across the whole house to answer it. And the voice on the other end was someone who genuinely needed to reach you. That was connection. Real, intentional, worth crossing the room connection. Kids played outside until the streetlights came on. Do you remember that? That golden rule that needed no explanation? When the lights flickered on down the block, you knew. Time to go home. Time to wash your hands. Time to sit at a table where someone had been cooking for an hour, and the whole house smelled like it. Nobody had to tell you that dinner with your family was important. You felt it. In the passing of the bread, in the way your father laughed at something silly, in the way your mother's eyes smiled even when her mouth was busy talking. Those moments weren't documented. They weren't filmed or filtered or posted anywhere. They were just lived. Somewhere along the way, we started looking down, not in defeat, just down, at small, glowing screens, waiting for something to arrive. A message, a notification, some little burst of noise to tell us we mattered, that someone out there was thinking of us. But I wonder sometimes, did we already have that? In the neighbor who waved every single morning without fail. In the barber who remembered how you liked your hair without being asked. In the librarian who saved a book for you because she knew you'd love it. People used to hold things for each other, not just in the literal sense, but in the quiet, faithful way that humans do when they actually see each other. Getting older has a way of making things clearer. The things that hurt the most aren't the big losses. They're the small ones. The kitchen that doesn't smell like Sunday anymore. The chair where someone used to sit. Now, just a chair. The phone number you still remember by heart, that no one answers. Time is strange like that. It moves slowly when you're young and wish it would hurry. And then one morning you wake up and realize all those ordinary days were the treasure. The Tuesday evenings, the drives with the windows down, the way someone's hand felt in yours during a hard winter. You can't Instagram that. You can't save it to the cloud. It lives only in you. And that makes it more precious than anything a screen could ever hold. I'm not here to say everything was perfect back then. It wasn't. Life was hard in its own ways. But there was a presence to it, a weight and warmth to everyday things that's harder to find now. When you wrote a letter, you chose every word carefully because you only had so much paper, so much time, so much of yourself to give. When you showed up at someone's door, it meant you had decided, truly decided, that they were worth the drive. There was intention behind everything, and intention is just another word for love. Maybe that's what we miss more than anything. Not the rotary phones, not the black and white television sets, not even the simpler world, though Lord knows that has its appeal. What we miss is the feeling that we were here, fully here, that the people around us were fully here too. That life was something happening in the room, not on a feed. You earned your memories back then. with your hands and your time and your whole heart. So tonight, if you can, open a window. Let the evening air come in. Think of someone you love who's been on your mind. Maybe call them, not a text. A real call where you hear their voice and they hear yours, and neither of you is looking at anything else, or just sit quietly for a moment. Let yourself remember. Let the old days come back like a slow, warm tide, because that life, your life, the one you lived before any of this, was real. It was so real, and so were you.